March the 16th, daffodils. In 1911, the daffodil replaced the leek as the national flower of Wales. Daffodils, or Lent lilies, are a firm feature of March and have been a common plant in London since they were first mentioned by Turner in 1548. They were probably even known long before that. In 1581, they were being sold in Cheapside Market, where ladies used to carry them in baskets on their heads. Gerard, in the same century, recorded 50 different types, and by 1629, Parkinson had recorded 78 varieties. Daffodil breeding is thought to have started by the end of the 17th century, yet the first daffodil show wasn't until 1893. Currently, we are up to 89 species and perhaps 20,000 cultivars. There are a whole host of different kinds. For example, trumpet, pheasant eye, tazetta, jonquil, hoop, petticoat, cyclamen-flowered, large and small cupped, white, doubles, many-headed, miniature and split coronas. An impressive range can be seen by just walking around London's parks and gardens. The wild species of daffodil come mainly from around the Mediterranean. They are found all over Spain and particularly in the mountains. In the British Isles, we have our own native daffodil, Narcissus pseudonarcissus. Fortunately, in London, they can still be seen in considerable numbers at Lesnes Abbey Woods and Locksmith Wood, but they have been lost virtually everywhere else due to picking. We have another wild daffodil, the Tenby daffodil, Narcissus obvularis, which, although it originated in Oxfordshire, really only grows wild around Tenby in Wales. It is only rarely found in London, for example at the South London Botanical Institute garden in Norwood. Discarded bulbs of mainly larger, more modern cultivars are common enough on waste ground and railway embankments. Being tough and prone to clumping, they survive well in such places, giving some limited joy to railway commuters in the spring. Of the hundreds of different varieties to be found all over London, the large, solid-looking trumpet daffodils are the most common. Varieties such as Early Sensation and February Gold are the first to flower, with the strongly scented pheasant eyes coming later. Among the highly scented bunch-flowered tazettas, paper white seems to be sold in pots everywhere. An impressive old colony of hoop petticoat daffodil can be found on the Alpine slope at Wisley, and an equally celebrated colony of cyclamen-flowered daffodil, Narcissus cyclaminius, in the Savile Gardens within Windsor Great Park. Many daffodils have a light mossy scent which only becomes apparent when the flowers are bought indoors. Others have a fetid or even acrid odour. Pheasant eyes and tazettas have rich, powerfully sweet scents, with the most powerful of all being the jonquils, or rush-leaf narcissi. These were Oscar Wilde's favourites. Pliny thought the scent had narcotic properties. In Greek mythology, the Furies wore them as funeral wreaths. Narcissus was the youth who fell in love with his own reflection whilst gazing into a pool. It was there he died of self-conceit, and the first daffodil is said to have grown on the spot. Any dewdrops found inside a flower were thought to be his tears. At one time, our wild daffodil was widely planted outside public houses. It is a sturdy, wiry-stemmed affair with pale, half-nodding flowers. These stand up to the wind far better than the modern overblown cultivars and deserve to be planted much more. Shakespeare noted this feature about them when he wrote, "They take the winds of March with beauty," as did Dorothy Wordsworth when she wrote, "They tossed, reeled and danced and laughed with the wind."